Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws Late Model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook. Opened in 1960 by Bruton Smith and NASCAR driving legend Curtis Turner, Charlotte Motor Speedway was born with ambition, launching stock car racing in uncharted territory with the longest NASCAR race ever run, the World 600. That dream nearly collapsed before it ever took off. Just 1 year later, the 1.5-mile oval was in bankruptcy, stalled by an unforgiving granite outcrop in the infield that sent construction costs soaring. Fast forward 65 years, and this isn't just a racetrack. This is the epicenter of stock car racing. More than 94,000 seats surround a facility that has rewritten NASCAR history time and time again. Charlotte lit up the lights first. It redefined the fan experience with trackside condos, office towers, naming rights, and a year-round club atmosphere. It's the home track for most race teams, where setups are perfected, rivalries are born, and championships are built long before they're won. And tonight, under the lights, where speed meets pressure and mistakes are punished at 190 miles an hour, the stakes rise once again. Engines roar, the field tightens, and every lap matters. This is the IROC Challenge Series RS12 Motorsports 202, and it starts now on Track Limits Network. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm Steve Singer with Track Limits Network. Joining the broadcast booth once again, cameo appearance by Zach Millett. What's going on, Zach?
Hey, Steve. It's good to be here, man.
Taking a look at the race details tonight. Weather-wise, 78-degree ambient temperature, 45% humidity, partly cloudy skies, almost no breeze at 2 miles per hour. Track temp also nice and cool, matching the air temp at 78 degrees. Race distance 135 laps, a 75% fuel load on board, 3 tire sets available over the wall, no fast repairs, and 3 attempts at a green-white checkered finish. Crowning a champion here tonight, a lot of opportunities for many drivers. Aaron Smith comes in as the points leader with 7 wins to his credit, 12 top 5s. But still a pretty close margin from him to second place Brian McCann, who is right in his own backyard. He loves this place. Might be a great battle between these two tonight, but don't count out TJ Majors, Christian Strader, Casey Bent, Steve Durbin, William Tyndall, Garrett Johnston. 8 opportunities here tonight for these drivers, many of which don't even have a race win this season, but still mathematically in the hunt for a title this evening. Practice and qualifying already complete. Peter Ruzick fastest in this warm-up session. Carson Quapple making an appearance here this evening as well. Kevin McCann back in action as well. Chris Wally, Steve Durbin, Christian Strader, Brandon Mefford, Zachary Cleek, Kyle Hardy, Brian McCann, the top 10 in the warm-up. Going to be a fun one here tonight, Zach.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line, and just looking at these practice times, it's interesting. You know, it makes you wonder if a lot of guys are kind of holding back what they've got. They don't want to show their hand or what they're capable of. We'll see what qualifying brings. It'll be fun to watch.
Warm-up complete here at Charlotte. We're not going to waste any time, guys. We're going to get right to our starting grid, so let's get to it. On the pole position with a lap time of 29.485 seconds, it's the 3 of Brian McCann. Flanked by the 26 of Peter Ruzick, missed it by 33 thousandths of a second. Row number 2, it'll be Chuck Sweeting and Aaron Smith. Row 3 belongs to Casey Bentz and Brandon Mefford. Row number 4, the 35 of Kyle Hardy with Steve Durbin to his right elbow. Row number 5, Garrett Johnston in the 15, and Timmy Schofield, he'll start in the 10th spot. Christian Strader rolls off from the 11th position. 12th goes to Adam Pettit. Once again, still having some trouble with this overlay. I got to get that figured out, but further on down the line in 13th, it's Jason Nilgis. Neil Quick is 14th. TJ Majors will be 15th. 16th starter at Zachary Cleek. 17th is Carson Quapple. Todd Cleek 18th. Nuke Quick 19th. Kevin McCann, a fast one at the back of the pack, will start 20th. Doug Wysocki 21st. Kyle White 22nd. Shotgun on the field will be the number 51 of Chris Wally. It's your starting grid for the RS12 Motorsports 202. We're going to take one formation lap before we get things underway here.
And Steve, I forgot we're watching the IROC series here. They got the qualifying all done and over with already.
Oh, yeah. Not wasting any time, jumping right into the race, so let's do it. Again, it doesn't seem to matter lately. Whoever we pick ends up wrecking, so you pick
bad,
first.
Yeah. Man, the pressure. You know, I hate to not pick Brian McCann because this is his playground and it's just his spot, but I'm going to go with old Aaron Smith on this one. I just feel like he's going to put it together. He's going to kind of just keep his eye on the prize here tonight, be consistent, and have what it takes.
Well, in that case, I'm going with the pole sitter, the 3 of Brian McCann.
Knew it.
It's hard to bet against him in Charlotte. He runs so well here, but we'll see if he has a solid race tonight, maybe lock up a championship. He's going to have to make up some ground and get some bonus points here over Aaron Smith.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Top 10 qualifying times all within a tenth of each other, too. That's pretty insane.
Pace car is in.
Green flag.
Green flag in the air. We're racing from the home of NASCAR, Charlotte Motor Speedway, and Brian McCann leads them down into turn number 1. Field into turn number 3. Brian McCann in charge. Chuck Sweeting, Pete Ruzick, Aaron Smith, Casey Bentz, the top 5, and they're 3 wide behind him already.
Oh, man, Aaron Smith threads the needle there, going from the top line into the middle and now to the bottom, wasting no time.
Keep a close eye on the 75 of Chuck Sweeting. He seems to get faster each and every week. You see that pink machine towards the front much more often than we did early on in the season. He will be a threat tonight. McCann continues to lead. Aaron Smith still working alongside Pete Ruzick for the 3rd spot.
Exit at turn 4 here at Charlotte is just treacherous. You almost see a puff of smoke there every lap.
Bill, it's got a funny way into saying Charlotte, or Charlotte. He says Charlotte, but I guess it goes hand in hand with a bush latte, so I guess we'll allow it.
Yeah, you know, I don't even realize I say it anymore. It just kind of rolls off.
Aaron Smith still trying to make short work of Pete Ruzick. That's definitely out the window at this point. Hasn't been able to complete that pass for third just yet.
We got Shady Acres 28 in the chat on YouTube there. Yeah. No, you didn't miss anything yet. Actually, you're just in time. Just everybody's kind of getting in line and seeing what they got.
Only 5 laps in here.
Seems like Aaron Smith's just kind of stuck on the bottom there. Just can't really make any headway, but maybe he's just trying to save some tires here.
Thought Aaron Smith was pushing a little harder than that, but now he's lost the spot to Brandon Mefford as he slots back into P5.
Caution.
And caution on the Speedway. Not sure what we had go on here. Let's see if we can find it. Adam Pettit with some damage, significant damage to the 49, so there's your caution.
Man, the whole front end of that machine missing.
Oh, contact with Kevin McCann was right to the outside of the 49 machine. Kevin was right up against the wall. It couldn't go any further right.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe Pettit just didn't know he was up there or just maybe misjudged the space. Ooh, 34 car, good miss there. Holy cow.
Wysocki just sneaking by on the bottom. TJ Major is going to come down and pit. Only 7 laps in here at Charlotte. This is going to be fuel only, I'm going to imagine. Zach Cleek, Carson Quapple, Kyle White, Kevin McCann, Todd Cleek all going to come down and pit here. So Brian McCann still out in front. He's led every lap to this point. We're not too deep into this thing. 7 laps so far. Should get the 1 to go the next time by. It'll be lap 8.
Well, I think this might be an interesting restart, Steve. I think everybody's kind of realizing how precious that clean air is, and I think they're going to all try to hustle to get there as quick as possible.
Got 135 laps the distance here tonight. 3 sets of tires available over the wall. Is that generous, Zach, or is that something these guys are going to have to manage?
I think you're going to have to manage it a little bit. I'm not super familiar with the ARCA car, but they're going to have to burn some tire. And I don't know, trying to see who's rolling the bottom, you know, trying to take care of it, and who's just kind of sending it on the top line. But it'll be interesting to see the fall off here once we get deep into a run.
Just a hair over 202 miles for that 135 laps. Shady Acres in the chat. Awesome to see Carson in the field tonight. Yeah, it's actually kind of cool to see some of these NASCAR guys jumping in this series every now and again. Of course, TJ Majors being a spotter. He's been here all season. I don't think he's missed a race yet. It's part of the reason we're going to try and move this series, I believe, to Tuesdays for season 11. It'll open up the opportunity for some more industry people to come in and participate. Even if it rains on Sunday, it's not going to screw them up too bad. Well, here we go. Set for the restart. Brian McCann, Chuck Sweeting on the front row.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back in the air. Efford steps out of line, looking for second on Sweeting. Back to the stripe. McCann leads Brandon Mefford. I'll be all right. Sweeting back to third, and Peter Ruzick now in a battle with Casey Benz. Benz working the top side of the racetrack. Garrett Johnston trying to stick his nose up the middle there. Thought better of it. Ruzick maintains the fourth position. Benz fifth, now having to deal with the 15. Oh, everybody smacking the wall off turn number 4, but everybody gets away clean this time.
And his ARCA cars are tough, but how many times you can do that and get away with it?
Not that many times. Aaron Smith now back in the 6th position. We've seen it so many times with the driver, that yellow number 70. He may not be lightning fast out of the gate, but when he grabs that extra gear, he is hard to guard. He's very good at taking care of his equipment, taking care of the tires, and when he's there at the end, and by all means, chances are he will be there at the end. He's going to be someone you're going to have to hold off.
Yeah, it's funny. Every race I've ever been in with Aaron, it's always the middle of the run. He just comes out of nowhere. He just saves his stuff so well, and just a heck of a driver.
TJ Majors out of shape off turn number 2. Drove it almost all the way down to the apron. Back to the low side again. A little low on entry to turn number 3. Shoots him up the track a few feet. Nothing too terrible to be concerned with, but he's back in 12. TJ's got a few wins on the season as well. A bit of a drought as of late. He's run into a pretty good bout of bad luck in the last handful of races. Specifically going back to Kern County. TJ led all but 7 laps of that race. Got caught out with, I think it was the 12 of Timmy Schofield, running out of gas on the final lap. Him and Brian McCann ended up coming together, and, well, they finished second and third. Wappel working his way up through the field, up to 13th, up 4 positions. Want to take a look here at the 33 of Kevin McCann. Remember, he was involved with that first caution. Car looks pretty clean.
Yeah, that thing looks brand new. He must have came down and maybe fixed it up.
McCann running back in 19. Might have a battle for the lead here in a moment. McCann still out in front, but Brandon Mefford closing in a car length and a half off the back bumper as they roll out of turn number 4. Sweeting still third. Garrett Johnston has worked his way up to the 4th position, clearing Pete Ruzick. Aaron Smith, though, continuing to lose positions. He's now down to the 7th spot. Zach, you think he's just trying to save tire right now?
You know, I don't know. I'm thinking he's trying to save some tire. He's trying to take care of the car, but he's just in a tough spot here. I mean, anytime you got the traffic like he does in front of him, I mean, it's just, he's going to deal with that dirty air, which in turn is going to burn his tires up just trying to keep pace. I think if you gave him the choice, Steve, he'd be up there with Brian or Mefford, but I don't know. We'll have to see if he can dig his way out of here.
Aaron working to the outside of the 99 of Steve Durbin. Back out front, McCann continues to lead. 20 laps down, he's led them all. Brandon Mefford still in the tire tracks, closing down the back straightaway, though. And a big run off of turn number 2. Not enough to get alongside the 3. Still hunting McCann, maybe trying to pick up a thing or two, learn a few things from the 3. He's a master at this place. Brandon Mefford certainly no slouch either. But anytime you're in the wind behind the 3 of Brian McCann, you're going to pay attention, especially when you're here at Charlotte.
Yeah, and the amount of times that Brandon has really run this track with Brian, I mean, he's probably picked up quite a few tips over the years. So it'll be interesting if he makes a run here and tries to get past him.
I think everybody's just settling into a run here. Not a whole lot of action happening within the top 10 or 12 cars. Relatively single file. Of course, as soon as I say that, Aaron Smith starting to march his way back towards the front, trying to take the spot from Garrett Johnston, but has to settle back in behind as Christian Strader now working the high line. He'll have a run, or will he? He's actually in the fence just a touch. That might break the momentum slightly. Garrett Johnston now applying pressure to Chuck Sweeting, all the while trying to hold off Aaron Smith.
Man, it looked like he was going to make it 3 wide there going into 1, but, you know, good decision to back off and kind of roll turn 1 and 2 and see what's going on with this battle.
Meanwhile, TJ Majors is starting to march forward himself. Now he's up to the 8th position, now 7th if he finishes the pass on Pete Ruzick. He does so. Carson Quapple also continues to march forward. He's cracked the top 10 in 9th. Ruzick was real fast out of the gate, Zach, but he's been falling back for the last, I would say, 10 laps at this point as Aaron Smith goes to the inside on Chuck Sweeting for 4th. Yeah, Aaron's coming in here. I think he's waiting for tire pressures to come up before he really put the hammer down. He's working to the outside of Garrett Johnston. Wasn't able to complete that pass on the inside. But now Brandon Mefford falling off just a bit as McCann stretches his lead to over 3.5 tenths.
Well, it is interesting because it's lap 25. It's just one of those markers, you know. Okay, we'll go 25 laps, take care of our stuff, then go, you know. So, and it's interesting the lines he's taking. You can see he's trying to keep just enough of his car out to get clean air, whether he's on the bottom or the top. But
Aaron Smith making a move here, looking for 2nd now.
I think it's game time. I think we're going to see what he has saved here.
Oh, big checkup. Just barely getting Mefford in behind him. Up to 2nd goes Aaron Smith. Christian Strader now going to try and take 3rd from Mefford.
That's just the respect between these guys. You know, they're coming off corners so tight and so close, but Brandon looked like he maybe burped the throttle there just to give Aaron a little bit of space.
McCann still comfortably out front. Aaron Smith not quite running him down just yet, but Johnston up the racetrack with TJ Majors working to the outside. TJ does all he can to keep it off the wall. Just took a decal off the right rear, and that's about it.
Man, yeah, he was sliding it sideways off for us. A heck of a job keeping off that wall.
I don't think he got any paint scraped. It was just the sticker. We're going to talk about another guy that's really come on strong here in the latter stages of this season, the 29 of Christian Strader.
There's a pretty good contact to the wall there coming off for. You can see how much the pace really checked up for him there. Hopefully the car is okay.
Now, Zach, what's the bigger concern here at Charlotte Motor Speedway? Is it being in the pack and dirty air as Strader goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, or is it a matter of those tires just falling off? They've already lost a second of pace due to tire wear.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both, but I mean, I always try to keep the tire wear in check, you know, and you're seeing the guys that were kind of, you know, mid-pack to the, you know, rear of the pack starting to come up through, and I think that says a lot. I mean, TJ Majors made that pass right there look pretty darn easy.
Meanwhile, Christian Strader's definitely struggling with the handle on that race car. You see him try to change lines. He's working the top right now, but he keeps putting the car in the wall. You can get away with it a couple of times with this ARCA car, but you can't do it too often. Eventually, you're going to bend or break something.
It looks like Christian can really put that car anywhere, though. He just sends it into turn one on that top line. I mean, he's going to get a heck of a run here off exit.
McCann and Aaron Smith starting to check out from the field, but TJ Majors has slowly but surely worked himself up into the third spot.
I'm curious to see how many laps these guys can get on the tank, because it just might be getting towards the end of that run.
Yeah, Strader's in the fence again. 75% fuel load on board here tonight. I don't know what that translates to the number of laps. Zach, do you care to venture a guess there? You got a lot more time in any of these cars as of late compared to myself.
Man, with these cars, I don't have a clue, unfortunately. I mean, what would you imagine? Probably 40 laps, I'm thinking.
Yeah. 38 to 40 probably.
Yeah, I'm looking at these guys and how a lot of these guys are really starting to run towards the end of this little stint, and I mean, there's really no checking up anymore. There's a lot of pushing.
Got some distinct packs and separation here late in this run. Casey Bentz leading up the third pack with Neil Quick, Pete Ruzick there in behind. One car in the wall, that's the 4 of Nuke Quick. He's got the wrong paint scheme tonight. Looks pretty cool, though. I'll give him that much.
Well, Steve, I might have been sneaky and jumped in somebody's stream, but it looks like a solid 40 to 42 laps.
40 to 42 laps, okay.
We had that caution, which probably helped big time. So maybe the realistic number in a green flag run would be about 40.
Which is really going to separate some of these guys, because TJ, who's running in third, remember he made his pit stop for fuel at lap 7. So did Carson Quapple, Chris Wally, Kevin McCann, Doug Wysocki, Zachary Cleek, Kyle White, Todd Cleek. They all pit during that one caution that we had early on. So they're a little bit off sequence from the rest of the field, which honestly is going to be kind of helpful because they're not going to have to make a green flag stop with the whole field. Only those guys that are on the similar strategies. Kind of opens up pit lane a bit, gives them some more room. They can be a little more aggressive in and out. Gives them an opportunity to gain some track position as well.
Yeah, and just think if this thing stays green. You know, those guys could stay out another 8, 9, 10 laps and then bolt on those fresh tires and really make a run at the end. Just a full sprint.
TJ's running these guys down. You think the extra fuel makes that much of a difference as far as how much drag he doesn't have compared to the top two?
It has to be making one heck of a difference because, I mean, he was almost Yeah, he was 2/10 faster just that last lap. And I mean, you can see how easy he's going around the 70 car, Aaron Smith here.
So TJ Majors now up to the second position. And Aaron Smith's going to come down and pit. Now, with the tire fall off, Zach, you're going to see this might drag a lot of guys down a little bit earlier than they had initially planned.
Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to see McCann come in here.
And somebody's coming down, and it is indeed Brian McCann.
Yeah, he was looking in the mirror. He's paying attention as he's driving. He sees his, his biggest competitor right there, basically running P2 most of this race.
That moves TJ Majors to the race lead.
And I think we're going to see TJ stay out a little bit here and just use that extra fuel up, get on the different strategy altogether. It's one of my favorite things here, though, Steve. You see somebody pit the lap right after the other guy, and we can see who beats who off pit road, who's quicker to come in, down pit road, the stop, and exit. It's the best.
I want to make note, Tim Schofield coming down as well. He has a black flag. I don't know if he just missed the commitment cone or if he came in too hot, but a penalty coming for the 12.
We could see what kind of difference that extra lap made. I mean, just for one lap, Aaron Smith made quite a bit of progress on Brian McCann.
TJ all out on his own island by himself right now. Brandon Mefford with a penalty as well. Black flag for the 83.
Oh, man.
And Strader's coming in at the same time. That was close call. I think Strader overshot the box, not being able to see it.
I can almost hear Derek Welch yelling from wherever it is he is and about shadow boxing.
So 4 tires and fuel for Brandon Mefford. Still a black flag. He's going to have to serve a penalty here, maybe sitting for an extra 40. Chuck Sweeting on pit road as well.
Now, something else to keep in mind here, Steve, too. You hate to even say the word caution, but if it does come out, I mean, it's kind of a battle for the lucky dog.
Yeah, imagine that. They'd be the smartest guys in the pits. Majors, Quapple, Wally, Wysocki, they stayed out because they got a little bit extra fuel. Caution comes out now. They're going to trap a bunch of guys a lap down. Doug Wysocki now, he's going to come in and pits. You're going to see these guys that took that extra splash of fuel on that first caution. You're likely to start seeing them come down and pit. Yep, here comes TJ.
Baby, he looked like he was moving across that line. Hopefully he got it woed down in time.
It's an interesting first run there for the 6 of TJ Majors. Started back in the 15th spot, drove it up to second, and then inherited the race lead through a course of pit stops. Oh, he has to back it up in the box, though.
He did look deep there. I didn't know if it was going to make him back it up, but boy.
So 4 tires and fuel, and Carson Kvapil also in pit lane. So Chris Wally, the new race leader. Wally, one of the drivers that stopped on lap 7. So did Zachary and Todd Kleek. They're second and third. At this point, Zach, do you just kind of stay out, kind of cross your fingers, maybe catch a caution?
Yeah. If I was him, I'd do exactly that. I mean, it's really all you have left.
I mean, he's already given up enough track position to those fresher tires at this point. It's kind of the play he's going to have to make. Brian McCann back on the lead lap in 5th.
Yeah, and Brian McCann and Aaron Smith are having one heck of a battle.
Side by side, Aaron Smith around the outside of Brian McCann. Off turn number 4, he might have had him cleared. Nope, not quite.
It's just great to watch. You got 2 super fast guys that have a lot of respect for each other. They're going to race each other as hard as they can, but really be respectful at the same time, and it's going to be great because each one is trying to get the other one to burn their stuff up in this battle. So this is just as good as it gets, Steve.
So that's the thing too, is Aaron Smith's certainly no rookie in the IROC Challenge Series. He's been around quite some time. Him and McCann have had plenty of battles over the course of many seasons. I think Aaron knows maybe not all, but most of the tricks that Brian's got up his sleeve here. Wally and Kleek have come down in pit, so this is now the battle for the race lead. Oh, Brian shifts up the track just a bit, door to door off turn 4.
I love it.
And they do it again here in the dogleg. Scary place to do that, but they're pretty equal there. I don't know, Zach, you think these guys realize we got 6.5 seconds on P3. Let's have some fun.
I think this is a pretty big battle, even though we're midway through this race. I mean, this is a pretty big one. This is kind of defining this race here.
Also could be that Brian wants to lead those most laps because he wants to get as many bonus points as possible.
That is true, yeah. Every point counts. I mean, if Aaron can, squeeze that out by 1 point, or 1 lap rather, that's huge. It's interesting too, Steve, because I think Brian wants to run the bottom. I think he knows that's kind of where you can save tire the best and still keep pretty good pace. But as long as Aaron's squeezing him down, I think Brian really has to turn the wheel to kind of stay off him. Not to mention that outside lane gets the runoff exit usually every time, so Aaron is getting those laps led every time they come back around.
What a battle we have here for the race lead at Charlotte Motor Speedway. These are the top 2 in the championship standings. Aaron Smith, 5 points ahead of Brian McCann. And I got to say it, Zach, it's really impressive for McCann to be this tight in the points. He's only got 1 win on the season to Aaron's 7. This shows the consistency of the 3 machine.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I mean, just like the Xfinity season in real life here this past season, even though somebody kind of went out there and won a bunch of races, it's sometimes the guys in the top 5 being most consistent throughout the season that can kind of snipe the championship at the end.
Unbelievable run we got going on right now between Aaron Smith and Brian McCann. They've been side by side consistently here for at least 10 laps.
Man, that lack of connection right there is not what you want to see when you're running so close to somebody lap after lap. Hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and that was Aaron Smith just clicking out there for a brief moment. Back at the stripe, though, Brian McCann still nose to nose, side by side with Aaron Smith.
Now remember that kind of lead these front 2 cars had over P3. I mean, that is shrinking. I mean, you look at the lap times, we're almost a little bit more than half a second a lap faster because these guys are battling lap after lap, and those guys are just in single file making time.
And keep in mind, Sweeting, he pit about 5 laps later than Aaron Smith and Brian McCann. Remember, Smith came down first of everybody. Brian followed suit thereafter. Aaron was trying to pull the undercut on the 3, and it obviously worked. It's put him in position here, and again, these guys continue to run side by side, but the 11 is Zach Kleek's trying to get his lap back at the same time, so he's also having some connection problems, so cross your fingers, folks. I hope this doesn't become a problem.
Yeah, this is a little scary because you know he just wants to get past these guys, but man.
McCann leads that lap. Oh, up the racetrack, and Brian gets an Aaron Smith. Does he save it? And Kleek gets into the back of the 3, and he's in the fence. I don't know, Zach. How hard of a hit was it?
I don't know, man. It was pretty hard. I'm really hoping he doesn't get any damage from that.
Trying to get a better view of it. Obviously hit on the right side. Can't see much from here. We'll see if it gets any better as he gets back to start finish. Can still running in the 2nd spot. I don't know, Zach. I think he got away with one. Unless he's got something we can't see, the car looks pretty good.
It certainly looks good. It could be hiding something that's pretty bad, but boy, I mean, pace-wise, he's there. I mean, pace-wise, he looks good.
Last lap for Aaron Smith was a 30.52. McCann was much faster with a 30.29. So what do you think happened there, Zach? I think Brian just got frustrated and said, I'm coming up.
No, I just think it's only so many laps that you can run kind of side by side like that before the tires are just starting to give out, and it's just a tough spot coming off turn 2. He's probably getting a little bit of rear grief from the lap car behind him, and just loosen him up just enough. I mean, he did a heck of a job to stay off Aaron. I mean, most people on the service would slide straight up the track and they'd pretty much take out both cars. So I mean, it's a heck of a job driving, and you can only hope, you know, as good as this battle has been this whole race, that his car is okay and we can keep seeing more of it.
If nothing else, it did allow the 11 of Kleek to get through and get his lap back without any incident really from him, at least nothing triggered by him. I think he was doing all he could not to get into the back of McCann. Oh, Brian gets the wall there off of 4, though. You know what was interesting there? I just watched Zach and Todd Kleek blink out at the exact same time.
Man, they might even have worse internet than me up in northern New York. I don't know.
I'll tell you, I'm wondering if they're doing this in the same household. That very well could be the case, because that's the case. They're on the same network. So now, I gotta wonder, Zach, if Brian hurt the car in that last hit off of turn number 4, because he's dropped back quite a bit. Lap times of 31.02 to the 30.67 that Aaron Smith ran.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of the damage with these cars, it might not show up immediately. I mean, even with that first hit, but I think the longer you go in the run, I think it's going to show its kind of ugly face towards the end of it.
Don't look now. TJ Majors back into the top 5 looking for more. Garrett Johnston next on the list for the driver of the number 6 machine. Oh, a little bit of contact, it looked, with Garrett Johnston and TJ Majors. Nuke Quick in the mix as well. Nuke's not on the lead lap. He's 21st. Adam Benefiel in the chat says the 6 car has a plan. Stay tuned. Yeah, I'm not surprised. He's been quick tonight, but he's also been good with the strategy. You gotta wonder, he's been talking to Mr. Quapple about things this evening. They were on that same initial strategy to come down and pit during that first yellow. Meanwhile, Aaron Smith has checked out to 1.4 seconds over Brian McCann.
Yeah, it looks like he's good from about a 10th lap.
Majors and Sweeting now side by side, but not for long. TJ drives it to the bottom and just goes right around the 75 machine of Chuck Sweeting. Takes over the 3rd spot. "69 laps complete here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We're past halfway. We're going to step out here in a track limits side-by-side break out of the way. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics, LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, 77 laps complete. TJ Majors back to the race lead after a cycle of pit stops has cycled everybody around. Brian McCann came down to pit, maybe to get some damage repairs, but at the same token, some tires, some fuel, get him back out there in the mix. It prompted Aaron Smith to follow him down, trying to avoid that undercut, and it worked out for Aaron. He had a big enough lead, 1.4 or so seconds back to McCann, but he's got a big lead on him still. Now it's 2.5 seconds back to Brian McCann. So again, Majors on a different cycle of pit stops. And for one reason or the other, I have lost a lot of my pit data as far as when the last pit stop was for some of these drivers. So unfortunately, I don't have access to it anymore. It disappeared from my overlay. Try to keep you up to date the best that I can.
We had an SDK, kind of a reset. I noticed a little ways back there, and everything on my end looks to be working again. But yeah, a lot of the past data is toast.
Everything north of lap 71, I think we're good, but anything prior to that has disappeared. So Majors out in front, a half-second advantage over Chuck Sweeting. Christian Strader, Carson Quapple runs fourth. Pete Ruzick is in fifth. Only 9 cars on the lead lap right now. Again, this is kind of what we saw in that first green flag pit cycle. You had the majority of the field come down and pit, and then these drivers here, they stayed out for another 7 laps or so. Likely to see it all over again. So this would change up quite a few things if the caution were to come out. Again, Aaron Smith not on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, it's a little sketchy for some of these guys because, I mean, the difference in fuel is 10 laps. I mean, that's not going to happen in 10 laps.
So let's start to look at this and work it backwards. I think you said, what was it, 42 laps is the max distance on a load of fuel, Zach?
I think it was 42, but with that caution. So I think we're looking a little closer to 40, maybe 39 to 40 on this green flag run.
I don't think these guys can stay out another 12 or 13 laps, do you?
I wouldn't think so. I certainly don't think so.
I mean, that would make it one more, their final stop, really, if they could, but I don't think they're going to have enough. That may set them up for a splash and go at the end if we run green to the finish.
Just makes you wonder if somebody's kind of, really trying to save fuel out there, maybe to make that difference.
There is Brian McCann, still quite a ways back from Aaron Smith. And in fact, he's not gaining ground either. He was 2.5, now it's 2.7. Brian McCann needs a caution.
Yeah, he definitely needs caution. I mean, he's in a good position right now, but he'd have enough time to come down, maybe fix some of the damage, if not all the damage, and, still have enough time to climb his way back up the field. I mean, we know he's fast enough.
For any of you just joining us, Brian McCann, Aaron Smith ran side by side for the better part of 12 or 15 laps. McCann got into the driver's door of Aaron Smith, got all crossed up, might have been collected by the 11 Clique just a tiny bit. He put it in the wall. He seemed okay immediately thereafter, but a couple of laps later, pounded the outside wall on corner exit again, and may have hurt the race car a little bit. Lap times have fallen off a bit since then, but caution would certainly be beneficial. He could really get time to fix that car and see if he can run down the 70. While we have a brief moment here, I want to thank all of the sponsors who've been with the IROC Challenge Series for many seasons, or in some cases just this season. Either way, they're a big factor in helping this broadcast and this league continue. RS12 Motorsports, Coles County Speedway, R&R Racewear, Anything EC, Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing, 3 Wide with DJG, Charity Motorsports, Supreme 3D Printing, Spartan Transportation, Premier Racing Setups, and Care for Kids. Pete Ruzick now on pit lane. So is the 19 of Kyle White. Brandon Mefford still deep in the field, 21st, 2 laps down. After a pit road speeding penalty, I believe. It was a speeding penalty or a commitment cone violation, one or the other. So Brian McCann back up into the 5th position. May get himself back on the lead lap here. Works around the outside of TJ Majors as TJ is going to come to pit lane.
Interesting question here, Steve. Always see TJ Majors make the pit road approach. How many laps did we have Chris Wally stay out after this group? Because he might be pretty close to the mark.
I think he's going to have to make it to lap 95. I don't think it was that much further. I think he went... I might be being generous here, but it might have been 4 additional laps. I still don't think it's enough without a caution, but yeah, I don't know. He's taking over the race lead now as Aaron Smith now shown in the 2nd position. But Wally still hasn't made his 2nd stop. Yeah, I wish I had the data when he came down last.
No, I was just thinking that I'm thinking that 95 marker is about right, though. Boy, if he could really just push it, maybe even shut the car off and save what he can.
Well, here he comes now, though. I think he's not. There's just Aaron Smith was that much faster on the newer tires. There's the difference, folks. That's the fall off right there.
It looked like he was really off pace there, but I think Aaron was just that much faster. But you can see him really getting off the gas pretty early here. Maybe this is what he's thinking.
He's real slow. Is he out of gas?
I think he's trying to save. I mean, significantly. Oh, wait a minute. That's.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's sputtering. I think he's just checking way up. He's out of the throttle. Who was it? Carl Edwards back at Gateway years ago that did this? He ran like 40% throttle for like the last 30 laps of the race because he had such a huge lead.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. You know, you can make it work, but I mean, you don't want to give up too much pace here. I mean, too much track position really is all he's going to battle, but I'm surprised he's not really shutting the ignition off and coasting as far as he can.
Wally ran a 33.90 his last lap. The leader's 30.36.
Yeah, so almost 4 seconds a lap. I mean, that's going to add up pretty quick, lap after lap. But he's almost to the middle of lap 92. I mean,
he's trying for it.
See, he's doing the smart thing and kind of keeping out of the way of that top line. Just running the shortest way possible around this place.
He might be coming down. Yep, here he comes.
Still, he's going to be in that window. I mean, he's not going to be obviously the 95, but close enough to try.
Definitely a gamble for Chris Wally here. He gave up a ton of track position to try and make this work on one more stop. It's a big stretch. He's going to have to save throughout this run as well, but I don't know, Zach. It could still pay off.
Yeah, I could see it happening. I mean, we'll see if we stay green first. You know, a lot of things have to happen for this to really work out, but he is going to have to save from start to finish. I mean, he can't go hard the first half and then save. He's going to have to really commit to it. And, I mean, it's going to be hard to give up that much track position and really dedicate himself to it, because he might go a lap down, but he'll gain it back if everybody else comes down pit road.
You know what else is interesting too, though? He's protected himself, even if the caution comes out to help him get to the end. He still has a set of tires sitting over the wall, and he went, what were we at, lap 93 he came down, so he's got 20 lap fresher tires right now, so he'll gain some track position back, but he still has a set sitting over the wall.
It'll be interesting to see his in-car the first couple laps in this stint, to see if he's really like gung-ho on saving, or if he's just trying to make up some time.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Track limits, I thank you.
So let's watch it now. Last lap is 44 and change, disregard that. Leader's lap at 30:48, now a 54. That's Aaron Smith. He's definitely got his foot in the throttle now. There it is.
Yeah.
Almost a 29. And I think it would have been if he didn't run down Mefford and Cleat there. So while he's shown back in the 17th spot, definitely a lap down, and he's not the first car one lap down. But Smith just continues to run away from Brian McCann. 6.3 seconds now back to the 3 machine. And Brian's going to have Chuck Sweeting breathing down his neck here at any minute. So as you see, McCann has fallen now to the 3rd spot. Chuck Sweeting's fast. He's on rails right now. 30:29 the last lap for the 75. It's almost 3.5 tenths faster than Aaron Smith.
Yeah, even with making that pass that last lap on Brian McCann, Chuck was a good 2.5 tenths faster even with that. So, I don't know, he's still just under 6 seconds, but, I mean, if he keeps it up, he could run that down.
He's really took a big chunk out of it now. Aaron Smith coming back to the line. So 35 laps to go here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Aaron Smith trying to pick up win number 8 in another IROC championship. Got to say it, Zach, it's been the cleanest race of the season so far.
Yeah, it really has, and I mean, it's so great that it's happening at Charlotte. It's just, I don't know, it's a great race to have the finale at.
Kevin McCann getting a lap back now. He runs in the 6th spot. Remember, he started deep in the field here tonight. Now 7th as Strader goes by. Kyle White in the mix. He's not a lead lap car. Chuck Sweeting on pit lane. Final stop of the night for the 75. Quick stop for Chuck Sweeting. 9.5 seconds. Got caught looking at a different screen, Zach. Was that right sides or fuel only?
Definitely got some tires there. We'll see what it does for him here, track position-wise, where he cycles out.
Garrett Johnston on pit lane with a meatball flag. I don't know what's going on here with the 15 machine. He's got some right front broken. Suspension damage on the 15, and he is out of this race.
I'll say it if you won't, Steve. Good job.
So Smith now with an 8.1 second lead over second place as Steve Durbin takes it from Brian McCann yet again. I don't know, Zach. I think it might be all she wrote for Brian here tonight. Certainly Aaron Smith probably locked down the most laps led, so those bonus points that Brian needed, I think they've gone to Aaron Smith.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, you just never know. I'm thinking if I'm Brian McCann here, I'm going to probably run my tank dry. It's kind of the only play left is just hope for that caution. I mean, if he has a couple laps left and that caution comes out, it'll be great. I don't know. I think that's what we're going to see from Brian here.
I mean, he's going to need time to work on that car to make it any better at this point. He's just going to need something to fall in his lap.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he didn't fix all the damage, I mean, we saw that his pace was pretty close, especially on 4 tires. He was pretty close to contend with Aaron. So if they get a short run here at the end, he's got the track position still. We might see a battle.
It's been a quiet night for Carson Kvapil. Started 17th. He's running just inside the top 10 in the 9th position. Running in behind Chris Wally and TJ Majors. Wally shown in the 15th position.
Tell you, Steve, I'm pretty excited for Wally here. I mean, if this works out, this will be epic. I really hope it does. I mean, I'd love to see it kind of stay green, stay clean, and just see if he's close to making it.
Just to see how it plays out. I mean, it's not a bad strategy for the 51. Like I said, even if the caution does come out, he still has a set of tires parked over the wall. So he'll have a fresh set there late in the run. Steve Durbin in second, still within a 1/10 of a lap of Aaron Smith's pace. Now Strader has taken over McCann for the 3rd position. Folks, I know we've been relatively quiet here tonight, but Zach and I got our thinking caps on about all the different strategies at play. This hasn't really been a door banger style race, but there's definitely a lot of minds at work this evening trying to find a way to win this race without having necessarily the fastest pace. Chris Wally certainly way ahead of the game on the strategy side of things. Guys like TJ Majors, Carson Kvapil, and the like, they all kind of did the same thing. I think Wally, as Zach had pointed out, was able to stretch the fuel the longest out of anybody. The only one really willing to knock down his pace considerably to try and stretch the fuel. Let's hopefully see if it's going to be enough.
Boy, and it is hard to do on the fly. I mean, you're out there trying to hit your marks lap after lap and do strategy on top of it, you know. So it's a pretty hard ask sometimes. So when these guys make it work like this, it's really impressive.
That's the thing with iRacing. You can obviously have a guy up there spotting for you or crew chiefing for you, but for the most part, these guys are out there. They're driver and crew chief all in one as Brian McCann's going to come to pit lane. Aaron Smith also in pit lane. 4 tires for the 70. Final stop for Aaron Smith. Right side's go in the air for Brian McCann. Aaron Smith down and away. 4 tires and fuel for Brian McCann. So 22 laps to go. Christian Strader, your new leader. And Christian's going to come down and pit. Ooh, wheel hopping a bit on entry. Let's see if he got her load down. Looks like no black flag for the 29, so he's okay. So with Strader coming down, Carson Quapple, TJ Majors 1 and 2, 21 to go. Now, Quapple and Majors pit last at lap 87 and then 88, respectively. Chuck Sweeting just finished his most recent pit stop at 102, so he's in pretty good shape right now. Definitely not a fuel concern for Sweeting. Quapple and Majors, they're not going to make it to the end unless we catch a caution or two.
Yeah, I just don't see it, unfortunately, but trying to keep an eye on Wally out there trying to save gas, and I think Aaron Smith actually cycled out ahead of him even with his pit stop.
Certainly did. Aaron Smith in the lead lap and 4th.
Flying.
Brian McCann in 10th, 1 lap down. The 3rd car a lap down. Wally, Nilgis, then McCann. Things going from bad to worse for the 3. Adam Benefield in the chat, he said earlier that the 6 car has a plan. If you know more than we do, what's the plan, since just about everybody's finished their last pit stop?
Yeah, I think what we're going to see here is, I mean, we're probably going to see it from Carson and TJ here, but I imagine a really short stop here, maybe right sides and a splash and get back out on track. But yeah, I don't see them not stopping, that's for sure. I think they're just going to be a little too short.
On board with Carson Quapple, looking back at TJ Majors. 18 to go. Nilgis all the way through the turf. Getting his lap back the hard way. Wally's going to do the same. Oh, almost contact.
Man.
That's going to open the door for the 3 of McCann. He'll get a lap back, too. Quapple working the throttle a lot off turn 4. Here comes Kevin McCann. Majors lost a lot of ground there through that exchange with those faster lap cars as well. So Quapple still leads. Now 12 cars on the lead lap. Chris Wally, the last car on the lead lap, with 16 to go. I just don't think this plan's going to work out here for Carson and TJ. They're going to have to pit unless they somehow found some magic in saving some fuel.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch the lap times here, and I mean, it seems like they're saving, but they're really not checked up, kind of like what we're seeing with Wally there towards the end.
TJ way out of the throttle. Let's go on board and listen. Yeah, he's not even wide open in the dog leg.
Clutch in, yeah. What's interesting too is because you know Carson and TJ are kind of on the same strategy here, but it makes you wonder if Carson is simply just managed it throughout the run, you know, saving fuel better than TJ. Or maybe just TJ noticed it quicker that he's going to be a little shy here.
Well, we're going to find out. 13 laps or less or it's free. Quapple across the stripe. 12 to go. Now Doug Wysocki on pit lane. Carson just tiptoeing around the 19 of Kyle White. Ivy Shroom 1267. The plan is really coming in clutch. I see what you did there. I gotta say it, Zach, I'm a little dumbfounded at how this one's gonna pan out. Obviously, a caution would completely mess up strategies for so many different drivers, but we've only had one. I think it was lap 5 that the yellow came out. We've been clean and green ever since.
Yeah, that kind of quick caution there kind of threw the whole strategy right off tilt. So everybody just kind of had to throw it together here mid-race.
Well, like you were saying too, Zach, though, it's impressive, Wally, even to recognize it and say, all right, well, this kind of gives me an opportunity here. I'm going to just continue to save fuel and try to two-stop this thing. And here comes Carson Quapple to pit lane from the race lead.
Yeah, with 9 laps left, I mean, I just don't see TJ stretching it that far. But we'll see what kind of quick stop Carson's going to do here. I'm sure it'll just be a quick either splash and go or 2 tires.
Now, remember, Carson pitted 87. TJ came down 1 lap later, so right side certainly for Carson Quapple. Doesn't take 4. Now he's got it spun right up. There he goes. Right side's only for Carson Quapple. TJ stays out. Yet another lap. 7 to go.
One of those things too, like at this point, you know, Carson kind of knew he wasn't going to make it, so why not come down as soon as he can, at least get 2 tires on and sprint right to the end and see what you can make up for positions.
And I want to make note here, look who's up to second spot. It's the 70 of Aaron Smith, still running down a championship here at Charlotte.
And just keep in mind, that's on pace alone. I mean, he's under 5 seconds, so I mean, he's really out there putting the laps to it.
Well, we said it earlier on in the race because he was sliding back from that 4th place starting position. Slipped back, I think, as deep as 7th. So he was just kind of taking care of the car. And then we saw it come in about lap 25 or so. Put the hammer down and ran down Brian McCann. Now it's go time. You see TJ Majors really saving fuel there as Tim Schofield runs up almost to the back bumper. Now goes to the outside and clears Majors. 6 to go. TJ's still out on the race. I just can't imagine he's got that much extra fuel.
Well, the thing is, too, Aaron's going to be there by probably the beginning of the next lap, maybe halfway through the next lap. So, I mean, I think even at this point, being off the pace like this, he's going to try, you know, obviously try to save to make it, but it's not going to be for the win, I don't think.
Stays out another lap.
We're kind of at the point of no return, Steve, right? So you kind of just hope he can make it at this point.
See the gap back to second place, Aaron Smith. Aaron a full second plus faster than the race leader that last lap. Adam Benefield in the chat says it's going to be close. I think Aaron's going to be there in about 2 laps at most. With 3 to go, he may catch him on the white. That's if TJ doesn't run out of fuel.
Yeah, and you know TJ's trying so hard to save, but boy, that big yellow car is getting bigger and bigger in that rearview mirror.
I'm really impressed that TJ's made it this far already, now with just 3 miles to go.
Yeah, and he's put the pace back in, and he just ran a 30.63 to Aaron's 30.50. So, I mean, he's got something left in that tank. I mean, he's not really scraping too bad just yet.
I mean, if he makes it to... He's already gone 45 laps on this tank of fuel.
He's got to make it one more time around, folks, and he might pull this off.
Last lap for TJ Majors. Can he get it done?
Oh, he's checking up big time. I think he's out.
Kyle White trying not to get into the back of the 6. He's also trying to go around Chris Wally way beyond the gas, and White gets into the back, and here comes Aaron Smith.
Aaron's just praying, just get me around these guys.
White hard into the wall off turn 2, and I think TJ's out of fuel. Aaron Smith inherits the race lead on the last lap here at Charlotte. TJ stretched it as far as he could, was a half lap short, ran out coming off turn number 2, and the checkered flag waves for Aaron Smith. He wins the RS12 Motorsports 202. Chuck Sweeting will come home second, Christian Strader in third. Man, how do you not like fuel mileage races?
I love it. I love it. Right down to the last lap, and anything could have happened there. I mean, that could have been a wreck and taken out Aaron Smith. You just never know, man. I love it.
28 laps led for Aaron Smith tonight, including the final half lap. Aaron Smith, the champion and the race winner. 8 wins on the season and another IROC Challenge Series championship. What's he doing, a third gear burnout? Oh, there it is.
One of the eco burnouts.
Aaron Smith locking it down here at start-finish. The win and the championship here at Charlotte. Thrilling fashion as Majors runs out of fuel on the final lap. What a race, what a season. We're going to step aside, get one more break out of the way. We'll hopefully have our top 3 finishers up in the booth after this. Stay with us. Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop-lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
Need insurance coverage that's built for speed? Frank Yea's office in South Charleston has your back. Whether you're blazing down the highway, protecting the home you've built, or setting up a legacy for your family, we've got the coverage you need. Auto, home, life, fast, simple, and made for you. Scan the QR code on your screen now to explore all our services and start a free quote today. Lock it in, save it for later, or call us at 304-744-7700 to get started.
Back at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the IROC Challenge Series comes to a close, and Aaron Smith with the victory in the race also takes home the championship. Aaron Smith, 8 wins out of 19 races, picks it up here at Charlotte. See if we get a word with our race winner and now new champion, Aaron Smith. We'll pull him up. Aaron, it's Steve and Zach in the Track Limits Network booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
Aaron, congratulations, man. Not a great qualifying effort, but decent. 4th place starting position tonight. We watched you drop back in those first 25 laps. Once you got to that 25-lap mark, I don't know if the car just came in or you decided, okay, I'm comfortable, it's time to go, because you ran down the race leaders, got up to that 2nd spot, undercut Brian McCann after that first pit stop, got out there side by side, and then you guys continued to battle for, it seemed like a side-by-side battle for 15 laps. Brian washed up into you, made some contact, got into the wall, hurt the race car, but man, you were lights out fast since then. Walk us through tonight's race. What was the strategy coming in? Just go out there and throw everything down on the table, or was there a little more strategy involved?
Well, I wanted to qualify in the front row, see if I could end the season out of turn 2 on the first lap, but that didn't happen. I got to start on the 2nd row. I got caught up in all the aero wash and got pretty upset in those first 5 laps. Took it out on everybody on my way back up, and I didn't want to end the season the way we did, racing the just getting in the wall or whatever we did out of turn 2. We were having a really good race up until that point. I knew he was getting tight because I was getting tight too, just keeping him down there, but yeah, it was fun until then. I'm glad we were able to run this thing out without a caution.
Well, certainly a job well done. Season 11 right around the corner. I think we're just going to take a few weeks off, jump right back into things in February. Are you going to be with us for the next season?
Oh no, I got to go run Road to Pro. You have to drive like a jerk to run well there, so I think I got some good practice tonight.
Aaron, congratulations. Race winner, 8 wins on the season and a championship. Who do you want to thank?
Well, I'd like to thank all the folks at the IROC Challenge for putting this season on, all the sponsors involved with supporting this championship. I don't have my cue card with me, but you've got my car on the screen. Everyone looking, go ahead and look at all the sponsors on those cars and go give them some support so we can keep doing more of these. But I'd also like to thank all the folks in the field for putting on a great race tonight and a lot of great races across the whole season, and y'all for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it whenever I show up next. Hopefully that'll be sometime this year.
All right, Aaron, thanks for talking to us. Congratulations again, man. Good luck the next time we see you.
And 4, thank you.
Aaron Smith, race winner and champion of the IROC Challenge Series. Next, we'll talk to our runner-up, the 75 of Chuck Sweeting. Chuck and Steven, Zach in the Track Limits Network booth. You got us?
Hey, how's it going?
Chuck, congratulations, man. Fast race car. We've really seen you come into your own and pick up the pace each and every week. A 2nd place finish again here tonight. To close out the season. A solid run, certainly. Walk us through your night. Was there anything that you had for Aaron Smith, if you could have caught a caution maybe and start side by side with him on a restart late?
I doubt it. Him and Brian are just so good week in and week out, and I don't know what I need to do to get as good as them, but yeah, I'll take the 2nd place. It was a good race. Just tried to play a little bit of strategy there at the end. Took 2 tires. I was hoping to free it up, but didn't really change the balance. So, but it got me from 3rd to 2nd, I think. So we'll take it.
Second place it is for Chuck Sweeting here tonight. And we said it to Aaron Smith, the next season right around the corner. Aaron Smith says he's running Road to Pro. He won't be a part of the IROC series next season, but should we expect to see Chuck Sweeting involved?
Oh yeah, absolutely, especially in the other car. I guess it's going to be the O'Reilly car, but what used to be Xfinity. But yeah, I like that car a lot better, so I'll definitely be here. It's a fun league. You know, we had a rough start to the season, a lot of crashes in those early races, but it really cleaned up, and the second half of the season was just awesome. So I'll definitely be back.
Certainly looking forward to it, Chuck. Congratulations, runner-up here. A solid season, certainly. And points-wise, a little further down the line there. Not a top 10 contender. Certainly out there looking for a race win, but another season around the corner, looking for more, maybe pick up some trophies. Thanks for talking to us. Is there anyone you want to thank before we let you go?
Just thanks to Chris Wally and all the admin work and the sponsors, Premier, Charity Motorsports, everybody that puts this thing together and makes it so much fun and makes it so enjoyable to watch. I hope the fans are entertained and watching your awesome broadcast. So just thanks to all them, and we'll see them next season.
All right, Chuck. Well, congrats again. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck in February.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Chuck Sweeting, runner-up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Next, we'll talk to Christian Strader. Solid run tonight. Started 11th, brought it home with a top 3 finish. Another guy that we've been talking about quite a bit, about his pace just getting faster and faster each and every week, knocking on the door of those top 3 drivers. Maybe a win coming soon in the future, but we've got Christian Strader here. Christian, it's Steve and Zach. You got us?
Hey, Steve. How y'all doing?
We're doing good, Christian. Congratulations, man. A third-place finish in the race here tonight and a third-place finish in the point standings. All things considered, not too shabby. I'm sure you want more, and that just kind of makes you hungry for next season. Walk us through your race tonight. Again, starting a little bit deeper in the field, started 11th, but drove it up through. Was it strategy-based, raw pace? I know you made a pit call that was a little out of sorts there at the end of this race with right sides, I believe, only.
A little bit of both. I felt like the pace was there. It was a little bit tough to pass out there tonight. I mean, the car was a little bit tight. Sometimes you kind of get hung up on the bottom. Even if you got to the outside of cars, sometimes you get a little bit hung up. And picking lanes and everything was pretty important. So I wanted to get a little bit off strategy to just try to get some track position to at least have some clean track. And it kind of ended up working out at the end. So that helped out, kind of picking up some spots, just trying to find track to just turn good laps and not have to worry about trying to deal with a bunch of other cars and getting held up there.
We watched you throughout the course of this season just get faster and faster. Is this a car that you weren't super familiar with in that first race and just got better as the season went on?
Yeah, this season's this is the first time I've raced this car. So it took a little bit to get used to, especially because for the most part, I mean, a lot of my drivings came in either the Cup car or the Gen 4 cars and such, so it was a little bit different kind of getting into like a momentum-based car. And I mean, don't get wrong, there's momentum and all, but it took a little bit to get used to that. And also just kind of like the pack racing feel. A lot of the other cars don't really have completely that feel, and a lot of the bigger tracks, you're pretty grouped up, and you got to make the right decisions at the right time there.
I always felt like this car kind of drove like the truck, but a little lower to the ground as far as the aero side of things was concerned. Is that something you can kind of relate to, or they've kind of gone a little bit differently over the course of the last couple updates?
That one I'm not too sure. The trucks are the same thing. I really haven't driven the trucks much. I definitely have seen the similarities between the two cars, and I felt them, and it's part of the reason that I didn't have much experience in this car and I didn't have much experience in the truck. It's just like that kind of racing was just style of racing that I just really haven't gone down a path of. More so enjoyed some of the quicker cars, some of the higher horsepower cars, and just kind of being able to move around a little bit more and longer race runs. So that kind of took a little bit to kind of adjust the style. I mean, you got to be a little bit more aggressive in these cars. You got to really kind of get on that track position early. You have to really be on it on the restarts. And typically for me, I'm a kind of guy that like to try to maintain my track position, but kind of let the cars spread out a little bit and then kind of get after it once you get 5-10 laps under your belt. And this car just doesn't really tend to like that kind of strategy most of the time.
Next season coming up right around the corner in February. We already talked to Aaron Smith and Chuck Sweeting. Aaron Smith not coming back for next season, going to jump onto the road to pro type stuff. Chuck Sweeting will be around. Can we expect to see the driver of that number 29 machine back in the field for the IROC Challenge Series Season 11?
Yeah, it should be back next season. Looking forward to it. I mean, it's a great group of guys over here, and I mean, as you said earlier, I mean, there's a little bit more that I wanted to try to achieve over here. So hopefully we'll finish a couple spots better than third next season.
Some unfinished business for Christian Strader. Looking for more in Season 11. Christian, congratulations. Third place in a race, third place in the championship. Who do you want to thank?
I just wanted to thank you to Adam and Garrett and Lilith, everybody over at Rev Racing. And then, of course, over to, I want to say thanks to Chris for putting everything together. He's done a phenomenal job doing that and getting everything in place for it. And then to you guys, it was a great season. It's always a blast to watch you guys in the booth call it. I think you guys do a great job, and we really appreciate having you.
Well, Christian, thanks for the kind words. Congratulations again. Thanks for talking to us. Good luck in next season.
Yeah, have a good one.
Christian Strader, third place in the points and the race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That'll do it for the interview portion of tonight's broadcast. Let's try and take a look here at our race results. Again, still having problems cycling through everything. Hopefully I can get it to work this time. So it pops up. There we go. Aaron Smith, Chuck Sweeting, Christian Strader, your top three. Brian McCann comes home in the fourth spot. Brother Kevin finishes fifth. Steve Durbin was the sixth place finisher. Seventh went to Jason Nilgis. Casey Bentz was eighth. Carson Quapple, top 10 finishes ninth. Neil Quick brought it home in 10th. Pete Ruzick was 11th. TJ Majors had the strategy late, saved a ton of fuel. Just not quite enough. Needed about another couple quarts. Might have been fine, but not meant to be tonight. Majors will finish 12th. Chris Wally was saving some fuel too. He was 13th. The first car one lap down. Doug Wysocki 14th. Timmy Schofield finishes in the 15th spot. Zachary Cleek and Todd Cleek 16th and 17th respectively. Man, those guys always finish right around each other. Kyle White and Newt Quick 18th and 19th. 20th went to Brandon Mefford. Mefford was fast early, out of this one early as well. Garrett Johnston 21st. Kyle Hardy was 22nd, and Adam Pettit comes home in the 23rd position. Points-wise, I don't have a graphic for it because I can't add it mid-broadcast, but I can at least report it to you. Of course, Aaron Smith, your champion. Brian McCann will take the second spot in the points. Christian Strader was third. Steve Durbin up 2 positions coming into tonight. He finishes fourth. TJ Majors was fifth. Casey Bentz was P6. William Tyndall was seventh. Garrett Johnston will finish out the season in the 8th spot. Brandon Mefford was 9th. And in the 10th position, Adam Pettit. Pettit's early race incident certainly hurting him in the point standings here tonight. So, Zach, I know you weren't with us for the whole season, but you called a couple of races for us. Even this one tonight, I was just about ready to go live when you're like, hey, I'm here. I'm like, oh, all right. Cameo appearance by Zach Millett. Gotta love it. Thanks for jumping up here in the booth. But for the races that you did call with us here at Track Limits, what do you think of this IROC Challenge Series? I know they've been around for a little while.
Yeah, it's funny. I think there was about 20 seconds when I jumped in. I was like, oh, by the way. But you can't say enough about the IROC series, man. I've wanted to race it the last couple of years, and just with work and stuff, I can't commit. I don't want to take a spot up. But these guys, I mean, it's just the greatest group of guys. I mean, you can see the respect that everybody has racing each other, and it's a fast field. I mean, if you want to challenge, IROC's where it's at, man. It's a really well put together league, and I think Chris Wally does a hell of a job. And it just shows. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better.
Well, with all that said, there's guys out there that don't run a full-time schedule in this IROC Challenge Series. Kevin McCann being one of them. He's a fast driver out there. We know that you're quick with the Team Conti boys and all that. Love to see you jump in here, even on a part-time basis, and just kind of see how you stack up against some of these IROC boys next season.
Yeah, I might have to talk to Chris. If I could do something part-time, I'd love to come in and race around with these guys. Any chance I can get, I'd be all for it.
With that said, that's going to do it for us here at Track Limits Network. Congratulations to Aaron Smith. Just a brilliant performance all season long. 8 wins and the championship, closing out the season here at Charlotte with a race win as well. Unfortunate we're not going to see him here in Season 11, but he's not going far. I'm sure we'll see him back in some form or fashion with IROC in the future at some point. Again, congratulations to all the drivers. Aaron Smith, Chuck Sweeting, Christian Strader, your top 3 here tonight. Tough night for Brian McCann, but there's always next season. Stay tuned for it. It'll be here at Track Limits Network Tuesday nights, a little bit of a switch up for the first portion of the season as we've got a schedule conflict with an existing league. Going to try and move some things around so everybody still gets the coverage that they want, just might be on some different days. Might see some tape-delayed broadcasts here with IROC to start the season off, but once we get things squared away, it'll be live here at Track Limits. Thank you guys all for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't already done so, like, share, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. It's the thumbs up if you're looking for the like button. That helps a lot. Go ahead and press that. It doesn't cost any money, and it helps not just us, but the league as well. Just remember to do it to both streams because we dual stream here at Track Limits Network, also over to IROC TV. Help those guys out as well. So for Zach Millett, I'm Steve Singer with Track Limits. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.